Welcome to Portable Classroom Max program. This is a teaching video for the modal verb would. In this video, we are going to learn how to use would and how to use would in statements and questions. First, let's look at how to use would. Let's go through the definition very quickly. Number one, we know that we can use would as the past tense of will to talk about what was going to happen in the past or about the past habits. Number two, we can use would for showing willingness, possibility, polite offers, or polite request. Would is used with the same meaning as will, so they are almost the same but in a more polite way or less definite way. Number three, we can use would in expression like I would like, I'd like, contraction, I'd like to ask for something. It's more polite than expression I want. And there are two more at the end, but first let's talk about the three ways of using would that we have learned so far. Alright, first let's take a look at the three things that we know about would. Number one, we know that we can use would as the past tense of will. So while we use will to talk about what's going to happen in the future, like for example, I will go to see a doctor tonight. And when I say that, it's still morning, so I know I will do that at night. As for would, we use it for past or past future. Okay, let me give you a sentence of a past future. I was going to tell you the same thing. But the truth is, I didn't tell that person the same thing. I can rewrite this sentence by using would. I would say, I would have told you the same thing if you had listened. So the truth is, the person didn't listen, and I didn't tell that person the same thing. So you can see that we can use would with past future or with the past tense. Number two, that we can use would to show the following things. Number one, willingness. Willingness in Chinese means 意愿. Number two, we can use it to show possibility. Something that is possible. Number three and number four, we can use would for polite offers or requests. So here are the things that we can use would to express: willingness, possibility, polite offers, or request. Now, would, and will are used in the same way. Would and will are used almost in the same way if we're talking about this, but remember, when we use would, we want to be more polite than will. So when we use would, we are being more polite than will. Let's look at the following two examples here. Number one is that I can say, will you and May come to my house tonight? Okay, this is a perfectly okay sentence, but if I change the word will to would, I'm being more polite. Would you and May come to my house tonight? In this case, I'm being more polite. So you know that you can use would and will in the same way, but we use would when we want to be more polite. Number three, we can use would in expressions such as I'd like. This is a short for I would like. Normally when we want something, I would say I would like to ask for something. This is for asking for something. We will use I'd like, I would like. Normally people will say I'd like. Alright? Now, I'll give you some examples. Number one, this is what we can possibly say. we can say that I would like I'd like a cup of coffee, please. When you're in a restaurant, you can say I would like a cup of coffee, please. Alright, so when we want something, we can use the expression I would like. So let's go back and go over the three ways of using would very quickly. Number one, we can use would as the past tense will. While we use will to describe what will happen in the future, we use would to describe what happened in the past or what was going to happen in the past future. For example, I was going to tell you the same thing, but I didn't tell you. I would told you the same thing if you had listened, but the fact is that person didn't listen, so I didn't tell her or him the same thing. Number two, we can use would to express the following things. Number one, willingness. Number two, possibility. Number three, polite offers or requests. Now, in this situation, would is used as in almost the same way as will, but when we use would, we are trying to be polite. So, instead of saying, will you and May come to my house tonight? If you want to be more polite, we can say, would you and May come to my house tonight? Number three, we can use I'd like, means I would like, to ask for things. Like, I would like a cup of coffee, please. Maybe in a restaurant. I would like a pizza, please. Okay, so here are the three ways of using would. Alright, now let's go back to our lesson plan. Here is a note. Now, here it says, don't confuse would like means want with like means enjoy. Now, if I say I liked something, I would like something means I want something. And when I say I like something means I enjoy that. So it's different. Now look at the following two examples. If I say I like some green tea, please, said Mike, means I would like some green tea means I want some green tea. But instead of saying want, which is a little bit rude, we will say I would like just to be polite. Now, I like some green tea, please. The second sentence I used like. It means I enjoy some green tea. So do not confuse would like with like. Now, number four and number five, here are two more ways of using the word would. Let's look at number four. We use would or wouldn't when we imagine a situation or actions. We think of something that is not real. Imagine means 想象, so it's not real. Look at the following two examples. I would be nice to buy it would be nice to buy a new car, but we can't afford it. Since the truth is we can't afford it, means we do not have the money to buy it. But it would be nice to buy a car, so I'm imagining buying a car, but I do not have the money. Number two, I lo- I love to live by the sea. So the truth is, I do not live by the sea. Maybe I live in a city, but I just like the sea view. So I would like to live by the sea. I would love to live by the sea, but the truth is, I'm just trying to imagine that I lived by the sea. This is number four. We can use would or wouldn't to imagine a situation or action that didn't actually happen. Now, number five, we often use would in sentences with if. This is conditional, and you will learn how to use conditional in other lesson plans. Now, here just simple explanation of how to use if. I will phone Sue if I had her number. So the truth is, I didn't have her number. Otherwise, I would phone Sue. I would have phoned Sue if I had her number. Again, I didn't do that because I didn't have her number. So these two are conditional sentences, and the details we explained in the lesson plan about the conditional sentences. So if you are interested in using if with would, please check the lesson plan out. To our next section, section 8, using would with have and verb pp. Now, this pattern, we can take a look at the lesson plan. This pattern is used for talking about actions that did not happen. So first of all, we have to have this in our mind that the actions described did not happen. It did not happen. Look at example. Tom would have bought flowers for me if he had known I was here. So Tom would have bought flowers for me if he had known I was here. But the truth was Tom didn't buy flowers for me because he didn't know that I was here. Alright, let me explain the idea of using would have with verb PP a bit further. Now we are talking about using would have with verb PP to talk about something that did not happen in the past. An example for would have with verb past participle. Let's look at an example on the lesson plan. Here it says, Tim would have bought flowers for me if he had known I was here. Okay, let's look at this example. Now, Tim said that he would have bought me flowers, but if he had known I was here, but what are the facts? What the facts was, Tim didn't buy me any flowers. This is the facts. Tim didn't buy me any flowers, and why? Because he didn't know that I was here. So when we use would have with verb past participle, we're talking about something that a person would have done if he had known something. But the fact remains. Look at this example over here. The fact remains that Tim didn't buy me any flowers because he didn't know that I was here. Alright? So let's go back to our lesson plan. Here, will versus would. Now remember, we talk about will and would. They are closely related. You can see that, will and would. Will is future. We use would for the past and past future. And also here, would is used the same way as will. When we want to be more polite, we would choose the word would. And here it says, will used for saying what you expect to happen in the future. So remember, will is always in for the future. Would used with grateful to show gratitude. Different. Now first, let's look at the example here. This is future tense. Jill hopes that the show will be successful. You do not use would because you're hoping, expecting something to happen in the future. So you use would. You use will. And would can be used with grateful to show gratitude. I will be grateful if you could help me babysit Lulu. What this means is that 我会感到非常的感恩，如果你可以帮我 babysit 照顾露露的话。And when you show gratitude, you want to be more polite. You do not use the word will. You use the word would. Now, using could is also trying to be more polite. So you use would and could when you want to be polite, when you're asking someone to do a big favor for you. Now this is the end for the teaching video modal verb would. For more information, please go online www.theportableclassroom.blogspot.tw and look for the section titled Next Program, and you will find more grammar lesson plans on grammar points or videos online. Thank you for your patience.